Welcome back, Fight fans. I'm Ami-Poli Typhunk, and I'm here with my co-casters. To my right is Marcus2389, and to my left is Peter Kumsea, balance designer from Relic Entertainment. Peter, give me a mic check. You with us?
I'm with you.
All right, great. Any sort of tidbits of advice for Barton, or where did he go wrong? It seemed like as soon as the cutoff started to happen, I don't know. I just kind of lost track at pinpointing what his mistake was. What do you think?
For those people who've watched Star Wars, or I think most of us, it's that famous scene, I believe, and it's the second one, is it, or the third one, where the Admiral guy's like, it's a trap.
Haha, yeah, Return of the Jedi, definitely.
It's that moment of realization.
Yeah, of course.
Where I think Barton basically played into OMG's game, and OMG basically did a really good early game attrition, had the concentration of units. Instead of Barton trying to contain OMGPOP, I think he just kind of fed his units one at a time into that unit concentration and just took huge losses.
You know, OMGPOP plays a very risky game. I mean, he's taking a gamble.
Risky,
he sacrifices all of his own resources. I mean, he doesn't go for fuel. He doesn't go for ammo. He doesn't go for VPs. He just goes for the jugular. That's all he goes for. He goes for the throat. And, you know, we saw him drain down to 42 VPs. But once he had that throat locked, you know, that's a stranglehold. You don't get out of that. The VPs don't matter. Fuel don't matter. Ammo, nothing matters, right? Once the stranglehold is fully in effect.
Yeah. I gotta say though, I feel like OMG knew what he wanted to do, knew what Barton was going to do, and knew how to counter it, and like everything that he did made sense. And I think Barton was kind of on the other end of it. He was just kind of reacting. Kind of a little too late. You know, he got the shock troopers out, but you saw before that OMGPOP had the 2 MGs to counter that.
Those MGs were fierce.
You know, and I just felt like Barton wasn't using his strategies to break OMGPOP. It was the other way around. So it's good tactics, good strategy on OMGPOP, and we'll see I'm really excited to see what Game 2 delivers.
All right. Well, Marcus, you'll be co-casting Game 2 with me. Peter, thanks very much. We'll get back to you for Game number 3 when the venue changes. Let's make real sure we bring the viewers in game with us. Here we go, folks. All right. You can see Barton this time will be playing the Wehrmacht forces, and he is on the western part of Kolodny, former winter. Here are his pioneers. And then, of course, the sides have been swapped. And I love it when the Soviets are red. Of course, the Red Army should be red. So OMGPOP will be red. Marcus, I'm paused at 5 seconds. I'm about ready to unpause. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, Marcus, you were watching the game as well. It didn't seem that cold tech or the blizzards had much of an effect. Or do you think that kind of helped OMGPOP with his very gambly, aggressive, go for the jugular strat?
No, honestly, I think it didn't have a strong effect, mainly because the game was decided mainly before the first Blizzard. I think Barton had a chance in that game. He should have avoided fighting OMGPOP, who seemed to forgot entirely the map. They should have tried retaking the VPs with some sneaky moves, taking advantage of the Blizzard. That might have been his chance to win, but it didn't happen. So anyways, I can say that this was the best loss possible for Barton. He was able to get OMGPOP down to 42, 43 VPs.
That's one way to look at it. The best loss possible. I didn't really understand what you said until you explained it, but yeah, if you're going to lose, you get your opponent down to 42 VPs. I mean, but the thing is, that only matters if it goes to the 5th game. You know, and we've seen that I'd say about 50% of the time we've seen ace games. So we'll see. It could become a factor, but it may not have any influence at all. We'll see.
We hope so, though.
Yeah, we as shoutcasters, and yeah, we want our championship title fight to go the distance. That would be lovely. But these guys, you know, they're playing for big prizes. The winner is going to take home $1,005 in cool cash plus an Alienware 17 laptop that's worth about $1,500. So there's a lot on the line. Not only that, but you get a peripherals pack worth about $300. So, you know, there's the grand prize is worth more than double the second place prize. So there's a lot on the line.
Oh, yeah. And look now, OMGPOP is doing some interesting moves, capping both the north and the south, trying to force Barton to focus on one single side. In fact, Barton is now has decided to go north with this Grand Squad. Maybe we can see the MG and Grenadier cutting OMGPOP off.
Well, the Grenadiers are moving in. I've got the fog of war on now. Pop can see that he's being encircled by the fuel in the north, and he just quickly retreats. Sorry, Barton being encircled. Pop doing the encircling. And it looks like Barton is not going to be able to quickly decap anything because there are plenty of conscripts and combat engineers here to defend OMGPOP's cutoff point.
Yeah, very well positioned. OMGPOP placed all his units just where they were supposed to be. Barton had no chance to take those points. He wasn't even able to get either one of the fuels. Barton is earning 30 fuels at 3 minutes of the game. He already has 100 fuel in the bank. That's huge.
All right, Barton's got to reposition his MG, but he's still the MG's still guarding any possible flanks that might come. But that's OMGPOP's not interested in that. So that's a miss guess by Barton. Better safe than sorry, of course. But that MG could be doing damage to the church that these conscripts tend to favor.
Yeah, it seems like OMGPOP is playing a safe game. He's just holding the most important houses, and I think since he didn't take any Molotovs or anti-tank grenades till now, I think he wants to go for fast vehicles. Yes, his combat engineers are back in the base, so we might see a tier 2 up, right now. And I guess a tier 3 will follow right after, since he knows he has a huge fuel advantage over Barton. So we might see like a super early T70 or a super early T34.
That could work out well. Barton's going for a large tier 1. He's got 2 MGs and 3 Grenadiers, and he hasn't even started the structure for tier 2 yet.
Yeah, usually getting a strong tier 1, that's what you do when you are behind, which usually means that you're going to do tier 1, tier 3 to compensate the fact that you will have less fuel. So you won't have tier 2, no flame half track. So we might see LMGs. I'm not entirely sure about that, but it's what I would do when I'm behind. If I'm behind.
These conscripts, man, when they were in the house and the MG was firing at him, it was doing a lot of damage. But now that the MG's moving, it's taking too much damage, and Barton's going to have to retreat. Got other infantry actions going along the north side of the map. Some Grenadiers running away to shock troops, which are newly on the field, and other Grenadiers moving into the center of the map to try and get these rascally conscripts out of this house.
Yeah, it seems like GPOP once again picked Doctrine before Barton. He went for shock rifle frontline tactics, so we might see a KB1 or an IS-2 on the field. And it's a very good move from him, since he still has infantry superiority. He has placed his units very well till now. He's flanking exactly when he should have, and he has the map. He has the control of the map. He just has to attack and get vehicles now.
Wow, Pop's conscripts. Can you believe these guys that used to be in that house and took all that damage? They oorah away and soft retreat, and they're going to take over capping the fuel while Pop moves his shock troops to the north to do the fighting. Very good micro from him.
He might not even retreat them. He might use them to cap the fuel point.
Yeah, yes, of course. That's what I mentioned. Yeah, it's amazing, keeping this understrength squad alive and, not losing. They could have been annihilated at so many moments, but they were so crafty, and they're still out on the field capping.
Oh yeah, and about buildings, I hope later we can talk with Peter about the patch. I know a lot of people asked in the chat about the next patch of Comperviewers 2. I hope we can talk about that, but so I won't say anything now, but just be sure that buildings are still something good Relic is looking at.
Alright, let's see if Pop can raise. Oh no, it's the Grenadiers that, wow, none of these guys were inside the circle. They looked like they were, but they weren't, and that territory falls in Barton's hand. But Pop's shock troops are just doing all sorts of work. I don't know if they can take on 2 Gren squads, though. Let's see.
With a grenade? Sure. Let's see if he's able to. It seems like Barton is scared, doesn't want to go.
All right, Barton's half-track is out, probably a little later than Pop's was. And Barton does not... His Panzer Grenadiers are just building now.
Yeah, and now Barton has to take a choice, and he decided to go for a Flame half-track instead of Shreks. But I think this is a wrong move. If you're way behind, you should invest. You should use the half-track just to reinforce your units so that they can fight even shock troops longer, and then use the munitions you have on Shreks, since you should predict that your opponent, having the fuel for so long, would just build 8070 or 8034 way before you could have a counter.
Barton's playing a very similar strat. He's upgraded to Flammenwerfer. He's got, I mean, it's almost an identical build order. And I guess now it's the crucial time for Russians to not get cut off. Let's see if Pop can do it.
Yeah, that's the time. Now Barton has the big tier 1 army he built during these 8 minutes. So it's time to see if that big army will pay off or not. But again, it's this 70 might have a huge impact in the game if he can.
All right, here it comes. There's the first significant difference between game 1 and game 2. This little bugger, the T-70, which will hard counter, of course, the half track, and you know there is no pack even being built yet. So the T-70 is really going to have his way with things for a while, as long as he can kite Fausts. And there's no Grenadier squad on this portion of the map. Now the T-70 finds the half track. Man. There's 120 munitions invested in that flamethrower. Let's see if the T-70 can kill it. The half track wants to get back into the center of the map where he's got Gren cover. The Grens are... No, the Grens are miles away. There is no Gren in sight. There's Panzer Grens and MGs in the center at the moment.
And conscripts are flanking the MG on top.
Wow. And this T-70 is just going to start killing Grenadiers. He's not even chasing the half track anymore. I wonder if he's going to go try to find him again.
Yeah, I don't know why he stopped attacking the Flamer half track. I think because he micro the conscripts on north and he wanted to take back his kind of...
Yeah, I mean, clearly breaking the pin was the top priority, and that's fully understandable after what we saw in game 1.
I don't know. I think he could have done that even after killing the Flame half track. I mean, the Flame half track is 120 munitions, plus the fuel cost, plus the manpower cost. If you kill it, that's gonna have a huge impact in game. Think for a second if the first game Barton was able to kill the Flame half track.
All right, well, I just put my Fog of War on, and now Barton's pushing out with Panzer Grenadiers leading. He has no idea where the T-70 is. Let's see if he discovers it soon. I'll let you know. Now he's got Shreks on the Grenadiers. They do discover the T-70, and they try some long-distance shots and actually do some damage. The T-70 is going to back out. I'm going to put the Fog of War back off again, and you can see the infantry are left to scrim, and somehow shock troops just got behind 2 MGs, and Barton had to retreat them both. Now his pack and his Panzer Grenadiers are a bit hung out to dry. Let's switch over to Pop really quick and see what he sees in the Fog of War. And he's got eyes on that pack. He knows exactly where it is. The Flammenwerfer half-track comes and attacks his shock troopers in the center. He doesn't like that matchup. He's going to have to get out of there. The T-70's hanging out. They both see each other pretty well, even during this blizzard. I'm going to go back to following Barton.
Yeah, now Pop definitely has to repair that T-70 as soon as possible. He was able to get some territory back. Fuel income is higher now, he can stay on the field. But those tracks with the Flame half track and the pack covering the middle are very hard to pull off. You know, without at least an AT gun or in the mortar.
2 weeks ago in BartonPL versus Andy is Rippin' in the semifinals, I think Barton showed us the most magical flame half-track micro that we've seen to date in Company of Heroes 2. I mean, that thing was getting in there with every manner of counter. It was running by Zisses. It was just kiting, you know, the KV-8. Not that the gun ever got switched, but that thing was just in the mix throughout. And Barton's going to need some spectacular micro like that again to get back into this game and even up the series.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I thought the Flame half track should have been top priority. Because if Barton is able to do the same thing he did the last time, OMGPOP will really have a hard time dealing with that.
All right, well, Barton has only lost a Gren Squad in all of this, so although he's been pushed back significantly, he's got a lot of units to counter push, and, you know, with the pack and these shreked up Grenadiers, Panzer Grenadiers, keeping the T-70 at bay, you know, Barton's made a lot of progress. Now that these Grenadiers have to retreat, the T-70 should have more room to work, but he's still got to deal with the pack.
Yeah, and now OMGPOP actually got all the upgrades of the HQ, and which I'm not sure I agree with that, since he spent all the fuel yet, so now he's back to 34 fuel, so he can't really call any other tank after the T-70. He has to find a way to break the super strong tier 1, tier 2 build Barton is using now. It's gonna be very hard. He called another shock troop squad, but he needs definitely something else.
You can see some conscripts cooking in the center. They do get off an 18-8, but they're cooked down to one man. So many dead conscripts.
Whoa.
Mix of fire and snow. Pop's lucky to retreat them, but you know they did give him eyes on the pack, and so now the shock troopers are coming in to try to clear the pack. The T-70 coming in as well. If you can get that pack down, the T-70 will have. Yes, the pack is cleared. The T-70 has room to work. Two Grenadiers are coming to try to lay in Faust to slow it down. Can he kill the half-track first? Here come the Fausts. The Fausts go in. The half-track is down. The T-70 succeeds in his mission. Now, can he escape with his life is the next question. The Panzer Grenadiers, who gets the house? Let's find out. The Grenadiers are hopping in. Will they get a Shrek shot off? They do, and the T-70 falls. Both players have lost their mid-game light vehicles.
Cool. And now the Panzer Grenadiers are just going to destroy everything.
Oh man, these conscripts. Oh no, sorry, these shock troops. Will they escape? Holy smokes.
Maybe.
They do miraculously escape. Other shock troops are going to have a tough retreat. Pop just trying to stay in this as long as he can. Oh, a huge nade! A huge nade into the building. Kills 4 conscripts. He's going to have real trouble retreating that squad. Where are they going to go? The top, the bottom. One goes each way. Let's see if Pop can kill them all. One squad is down. He's chasing the next.
Oh my god.
And he gets it! Both conscripts are annihilated. The shocks somehow escape. And after all of that carnage, it's time to look back and count the bodies.
Yeah, it started so well actually, but then those Panzer Grenadiers just chewed up the whole OMGPOP army. So I count 2 conscripts down and 1 combat engineer with flamethrower.
And of course the 2 light vehicles both fall. So we've got a real reset. If you could just tell me, I'm going to switch over quickly to Pop. What does your army consist of?
Okay, 2 conscript squads, 2 shock troops, and a mortar, which that just been called.
All right, you don't have much. Barton is sitting on 3 Panzer Grenadiers, and oh, I paused that. I'm sorry. Let me sync you again. 15, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 3 Panzer Grenadiers, 2 double vet Grenadiers, and a Pioneer, 2 MGs, a pack, and he's rebuilt the half track. So that is a massive army.
That's a massive army, and those vet 2 Panzer Grenadiers are really going to have a huge impact in game, since the increased accuracy will make them killing machines against those conscripts and even the shock troops. Shock troops are a good counter, but there is another half track.
Did you see Barton's Pro Micro in the north when the MG was burning on the Molotov? He moved it forward to avoid the flames because retreating it or moving it any other direction would have gotten it killed. That was really nice.
That was really nice, actually, yeah. Oh, and now Pop might be losing another shock troop squad.
And he does. Wow, it looks like Barton is on his way to equalizing. Wow, rough time for Soviets on Kolodny Ferma.
Second film half track, it really seems like Barton, super strong tier 1, tier 2, is paying off. And at this point, Barton is sitting on, he still didn't pick a single doctrine, he's sitting on almost 200 fuel. So we might see tier 4 if the game keeps going. I know Barton is really showing us how good tier 4 is.
Yeah, he tends to build Panthers. We saw some amazing builds from him 2 weeks ago.
Oh. I think Barton is proving how good is the Flame Abstract, not just as a unit to kill other infantry squads, but also to reinforce units. I would love to be able to count how many units the Flame Abstract was able to reinforce. But
yeah, that would be cool. That would be a very cool stat, because then we would see some records set by these two guys.
Yeah.
Marcus, I'm so excited. You know, if Barton carries this out, we're going to have a 1-1, and that means we're going to go at least to Game 4. I'm very thrilled that you know, if he does tie it up, this championship title fight will become a best of 3.
Oh yeah, Barton's build is so solid and so strong right now. He was able to get damage engine on the T70, and now the fact he's using the attack ground ability to kill T70.
Oh, you're a bit ahead of me, I think. Pause for a second. I'm at 1753, 54, 55, 56.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing.
All right.
I'm seeing. Yeah. And the disease is going down.
Cleared away. And that's it. Playback over. GG! GG, good game. All right,
and
fight
the
fans.
Axis wins!
All right.